everyone. I don't really know what's happening with my hair today, but we're gonna go with it. I actually have a book haul for you, which is exciting. It's been a little bit. This is not too many, I believe it's seven books that I have to show you. Some of them are birthday books, some are random books that I acquired. I actually have more coming in the mail, but I'm moving in a couple days, and so I needed to have a video to put up so I can actually move and not worry about filming a book haul when you're trying to move all your stuff. The first book on this pile is actually a book that I received completely unsolicited. It just showed up in the mail and I had no idea that it was being sent to me. It's The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I think the reason they sent it out is because it's soon to be a major motion picture and they're just sort of using it as a way to, you know, reinstate some hype. I have not read it, and honestly, I know it's been making its rounds on BookTube, so I have heard of it, but I really don't know much about it in terms of the plot. And don't you just love it when they don't put anything about the book on the back? It's all just praise, and because it's paperback, there's no little synopsis or anything, so I really don't know what I would be reading in this book. It was kind of cool. It's my first unsolicited book I've ever received, but yeah, I feel like I've heard some mixed things, so not rushing to pick this one up, but let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. The next two books I had a gift card to Amazon from actually Valentine's Day, and I ordered two books. The first one is The Book of Unknown Americans by Cristina Enriquez, and this is a book that takes place mostly in the US, at least from what I can tell, and it is about immigrants coming from different Latin American countries, particularly a girl from Mexico, and how their dreams and their hopes and dreams, how they shift when they do come to the US. I've heard a fair amount of things about this and they've all been really positive, so I am looking forward to reading this book. It seems like just the right length and I feel like I'll learn a bit too. The other book that I ordered with my gift card is The Luminaries by Eleanor Catton. This won the Man Booker Prize in 2013 and it is a very, very big book. It's also very floppy, which I kind of like. It'll be easier to read it actually flat on a table. But this takes place in 1866 in New Zealand, of all places. So first of all, that makes it intriguing because I can't remember the last time I read a book that takes place in New Zealand, and there seems to be some sort of mystery happening here, like 12 men and some unsolved crimes. This is during New Zealand's gold rush, which I assume was a real thing. Didn't know New Zealand had a gold rush. It's a big book, but the plot really interested me, so I picked it up. Let me know what you guys think if you have read it, if you've made it all the way through the, almost 700 pages of it. The other four books that I got for my birthday. The first one is the one that got sent in the mail from my parents, and it's Bridge to Terabithia by Katherine Paterson. I have actually read this book. This is very much like a kid middle grade book. I've seen the movie too, made me cry, but it's a very sad story actually, and I'm not gonna tell you what happens because I'm sure there's some people out there who haven't read it yet. It follows this young boy who makes a friend, and the two of them sort of create this world in the woods together called Terabithia, and it sort of talks about their friendship and all the fun they have, and then of course something horrible happens and the little boy has to deal with it. The reason they sent me this book, of all things, is because Katherine Paterson actually came to speak nearby where my family lived. My mom and my sister went to go see her, and they got the book signed for me, which I think is pretty cool. The next book was actually given to me by my boyfriend's sister, so thank you, Bridget. She sent me Is Everyone Hanging Out With Me and Other Concerns by Mindy Kaling. Now, Les has read this book, and as far as I remember from her review, she did enjoy it. But it's just a book, kind of memoir style, I guess, by Mindy Kaling, and I was just reading the first little bit and it seems like it'll be really, really entertaining, like the perfect book to receive as a gift. So I was really happy about that. It was exciting to open this up, and it just seems like the kind of book I would really enjoy right now. I'm definitely leaning more nonfiction at the moment, so I feel like this will be a read that could potentially happen sometime soon. The other two books that I have to show you I ordered from Chapters. The first one is The Enchanted by Renee Denfeld. This one's getting a fair amount of buzz. I just watched Katie, as in Katie from Chapter Sex Review, and she really loved this book, and her review sort of pushed me to actually finally get it. It follows some men on death row, and there seems to be a little bit of a fantastical element, but it's told from the perspective of this one man and sort of how he sees things. And there's also apparently this woman who is the investigator who tries to look into ways to get these men off of death row. As far as I know, it's quite dark, but there's also that fantastical element. So this sounds perfect, actually. It sounds exactly like a kind of book I would enjoy. Knowing that those fantasy elements are there helps, because the first page, even just browsing it, I was kind of like, yeah, that's a little weird, but I think I'll come to enjoy it. The last book I got, I was super excited about. It is Enchanted Forest by Joanna Basford. This book is really hard to get a hold of. If you look even on Amazon.ca or Amazon.com, it is back ordered 1 to 2 months. So I went to the Chapters website and was like, hey, maybe Chapters has some. Told me it did at the store, went to the store, nope, none there. So I actually just ended up ordering it online. It came really quickly, which was fantastic. But this book is beautiful, and I'm sure you've probably seen it floating around, but it's just basically a coloring book for adults. And they have these really intricate pictures inside. I mean, it's honestly so cool. It's something that I would do and have already started doing while watching TV, just coloring. Now I'm rewatching The Office right now, and I was coloring at the same time. So these are just more of the awesome paintings. And there is sort of a story to this, like you look for certain things in the drawings, but I'll show you the one that I'm working on. I haven't finished it yet, but I've been having a lot of fun with it. So this is the one that I'm currently working on. I'm using colored pencils. I know some people talked about using the felt tip pens, but I'm afraid that they'll bleed through. The pages are really good quality though, and you can even color in the cover if you wanted to. Like, it has the right kind of texture to be colored in on the front. She has another one called Secret Garden, which was actually the first one, but Enchanted Forest seemed to have more pictures that were geared more towards what I was looking for. So if you guys have one of these coloring books, let me know what you think of it. And if you have read any of the other books that I mentioned, definitely tell me what you thought of it down below. I always appreciate hearing what other people thought of some of the books that I've picked up. As always, all of our links are in the doobly-doo. Feel free to check those out if you feel so inclined. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you later.